Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the NIV. We are in First Chronicles. We are in chapter 23, the Levites. When David was old and full of years, he made his son Solomon king over Israel. He also gathered together all the leaders of Israel, as well as the priests and Levites. The Levites 30 years old or more were counted, and a total number of them was 38,000. David said, "Of these, 24,000 are to supervise the work of the temple of the Lord, and 6,000 are to be officials and judges, 4,000 to be gatekeepers, and 4,000 are to praise the Lord with musical instruments I have provided for that purpose." So very specific, very concerned with how the church is running. Didn't really start with Henry. So you understand. He wasn't the first one. And if you're like Henry, yeah, Henry VIII in the Episcopalian Church. This is not really the start. Martin Luther is really the start. He predates Henry VIII. Didn't really start with either one of them wanting to be involved. It's just Henry was a king and Martin Luther wasn't a king. So different. David divided the Levites into groups corresponding to the sons of Levi: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Truth. Those are the tribes. Gershonites. So Moses. From Moses. Gershonite. Belonging to the Gershonites: Laden, Shimei, sons of Laden, Jehiel the first, Zethem, and Joel. 3 in all. The sons of Shimei: Shelomoth, Haziel, Haran. 3 in all. These were the heads of the families of Laden. The sons of Shimei: Jahath, Ziza, Z-I-Z-A. It's got a footnote A on that. One Hebrew manuscript, the Septuagint, so it's Greek. The Vulgate, so that's Latin. And some Hebrew manuscripts, Z-I-N-A, like Zena. I like it. Ziza, or Zena. Jeshu. Remember, these are guy names. Jehush, J-E-U-S-H, and Merari. These are all sons of Shimei, 4 in all. Jahath was the first, and Ziziah the second, but Jeshush and Merari did not have many sons, so they were counted as one family with one assignment. So they needed both sets of them, in order to perform the tasks that one family was meant to. So you can see how it is. Each family having a task, and their son only ever being allowed to do for a living what his father did before him. No change. Kohathites. Kohathites. Okay. The sons of Kohath: Aram, Issachar, Hebron, Uziel. 4 in all. The sons of Aram: Aaron and Moses. Oh, look at that. How nice. Aaron was set apart, he and his descendants forever, to consecrate the most holy things, to offer sacrifices before the Lord, to minister before him and to pronounce blessings in his name forever. The sons of Moses, the man of God, were counted as part of the tribe of Levi. Okay. The sons of Moses: Gershom and Eliezer, like Eleazar, but it's E-L-I-E-Z-E-R. Eliezer. The descendants of Gershom: Shushabel was the first. Descendants of Eleazar: Rehabiah, Rehabiah, was the first. Eleazar had no other sons, But the sons of Rehoboam were very numerous. The sons of Issachar, Izar, Shelomoth was the first. The sons of Hebron, Jerah was the first. Amariah was the second. Jahaziel was the third. And Jekiamem, Jekeameam, the fourth. The sons of Uziel, Micah the first, and it's like Isaiah, but it's an extra S in it. Isaiah, Isshiah, the second. So, there we are, right? The Merarites, the sons of Merari, Mahali, Mahali, Mahli, and Mushi. I love that name. I have a friend I used to call Mushy, but she was a girl, so a Y, not an I. Mushi. The sons of Malali, Eleazar and Kish. Eleazar died without having sons. He only had daughters. Their cousins, the sons of Kish, married them. So yes, I married their first cousins. Which for me, it's just like, oh my gosh. I was raised with my first cousins like they were siblings, so that would be really weird for me. The sons of Mushi, Mahali, Eder, and Jerimoth, 3 in all. These were the descendants of Levi by their families, the heads of families, as they were registered under their names and counted individually. That is, the workers 20 years old or more who served in the temple of the Lord. For David had said, since the Lord, the God of Israel, has granted rest to his people and has come to dwell in Jerusalem forever, the Levites no longer need to carry the tabernacle or any of the articles used in its service. And that's very true. They don't have that job anymore. According to the last instructions of David, the Levites were counted from those 20 years old or more. The duty of the Levites was to help Aaron's descendants in the service of the temple of the Lord. It was to be in charge of the courtyards, the side rooms, the purification of all the sacred things, the performance of the other duties in the house of God. So think of it as in a modern day church. You got the pastors who's up front. But how many times do you walk into a church and the only one who's done anything is the pastor? I mean, it's a really small church if the pastor's doing everything themselves. I can tell you that for sure, because I don't have a congregation that I'm holding in some, building someplace. So because I'm only doing everything virtually, I do everything all by myself. If I were trying to do that in a physical service, I mean, the building's got to be cleaned. You got to make all the pamphlets. You got to make all the flyers. You got to, if there's people who need help, you can only help one person at a time, right? For it to expand, it would have to have more people, especially if you have a building. And they have a very specific ritual cleansing process. And I'm going to say, it may seem excessive to a lot of people, but every church has a ritual cleansing process. This is just theirs. They're everyone. I don't care if it's a temple, a mosque, or a church. I can guarantee you, one, they have a cleaning process, because otherwise it would be a very disgusting building and who'd want to go in there. So just general cleanliness. And then two, there is, even especially for me, even any time of cleaning for me, has a ritual cleansing feeling. It's like you're washing away what doesn't belong there. When you scrub it out when you're angry, you're cleansing inside and out something. That's why I'm a fan of it. And that is true when you're purifying any clean space like that you need to not just be physically clean, but also spiritually clean, which means harsh words in the space, that can't be. It's holy. So when you're in it, it's reverent, right? So all kinds of cleanse. have to happen. They were in charge of the bread set out on the table, because, they have to burn these things every single day. The flour for the grain offerings, the unleavened wafers, the baking and the mixing, all the measurements of quantity and size. Because, remember, they're doing this burning of things because they don't need to burn every day, on any day when all of Israel is not sinning at all. Millions of people just not sinning. I live in a city. There's millions of people live here. I can guarantee you somebody is sinning right now. Just like that. It's just that simple. So, yeah, in their belief system, they're like, nope, we have to do this every day. Yep, they have to do it every day. They were able to stand every morning to thank and praise the Lord. They were to do the same in the evening. And whenever burnt offerings were presented to the Lord on Sabbaths, at new moon festivals, and appointed feasts, they were to serve before the Lord regularly in the proper number and in the way prescribed for them. And so the Levites carried out their responsibilities for the tent of meeting, for the holy place, and under their brothers, the descendants of Aaron, for the service of the temple of the Lord. And this is not an unusual arrangement. What's unusual to us about it is that it's running in a family, and not just that it's happening at all. So, the next chapter is about the division of priests. So if you're fascinated by anything about the priests, then you should probably come back for Chronicles 24. So until the next video, friends.